Hi, I'm Dr. William Pleau of Health Touch Chiropractic in Tigard, Oregon. Congratulations, we made it. This is the final segment of our four-part series on the role of food in health. And one of the key take-home points that we've discussed is that what you eat can be the primary driver of inflammation in your body. And inflammation is responsible not only for pain, but it is the key player in the development and progression of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. So getting your inflammation under control does a lot more for you than just help you with your pain. In the last video, we talked about the utility of food antibody testing to help determine which foods may be causing inflammation. In this video, I want to talk about a different type of food sensitivity testing called the ALCAT test. But first, let's review your immune system's strategies for dealing with non-self proteins. That is, proteins in and on your body that are from an invading organism or from something you've consumed. Immune system responses to foreign proteins can involve the production of antibodies, or they can be cellular responses. As we detailed in the last video, there are several different ways of testing for antibody responses. But what about cell-mediated immune responses? These are the reactions that do not involve the generation of antibodies. How do you test for these types of responses? Well, first, it is important to point out that all immune responses involve the production and release of chemical messengers called cytokines. In the case of antibody responses, these cytokines tell the B cells to move out into the tissue space, become plasma cells, and go to work making antibodies. In the case of cell-mediated responses, the cytokines are going to program and activate such cells as macrophages and natural killer cells that will directly destroy invading organisms or infected cells. So if we had a way of testing for cell-mediated responses, we would be able to identify food sensitivities even if they don't involve antibody responses. Well, as it turns out, there's a laboratory called Cell Science Systems that has developed a method of observing cell-mediated responses. The test is called the ALCAT, which stands for Antigen Leukocyte Cellular Antibody Test. The ALCAT test is intended to identify which foods, food additives, herbs, and environmental compounds are driving inflammation in a particular person by identifying these cell-mediated responses. The idea is that this type of testing has better sensitivity than food antibody testing. That is, there should be fewer false negatives with the ALCAT test. Recall, a false negative is when the test says that the food is okay for you, but in reality, it's causing inflammation. The ALCAT test is simple and cost-effective. It involves a morning blood draw, which does not have to be fasting, and it gives results in a really convenient and helpful format, characterizing each substance tested for as mild, moderate, or severe, or no response. Applying the test results, then, is simply a matter of avoiding the foods on the severe and moderate reactivity list. You may have heard of the ALCAT test, and you may be aware that there is some controversy around it. Some researchers out of Yale have documented symptom improvements in IBS patients using dietary changes customized according to the ALCAT test results. Other researchers have criticized the ALCAT, saying that it is not reproducible, noting that two ALCAT test panels gave different results on tests from the same sample. That does sound concerning, but recall, all tests have a margin of error, and a larger margin of error does not mean that a test is not clinically useful. We see this all day long as we're doing orthopedic tests on patients. A certain position or a certain motion may cause pain the first time we do it, and maybe not so much, or maybe it's different when we do it a moment later. That doesn't mean that we're going to stop using that test. Those tests are incredibly useful for diagnosing and monitoring response for treatment, even though they are not perfect. And to be fair, I have seen on many occasions the same problem with reproducibility of test results in the same sample with standard medical lab tests such as serum glucose. Again, no test is perfect, and a test result is useful only if it's useful. What I mean by that is the ALCAT test may be incredibly helpful for you, or it may not. but you will only know that if you actually adhere to the diet and stop eating the foods that you are reacting to. In our experience, the overwhelming majority of patients who follow their custom all-cat diet report, they report significant, or in some cases profound, improvements in their symptoms. But it's not always easy. Sometimes the test will identify a reaction to a food such as soy or corn or wheat, which seems to be in just about everything. How do you avoid these foods without it severely impacting your lifestyle? Many of the patients we see here at Health Touch Chiropractic are struggling with symptoms so severe that they are more than willing to make those changes in their diet and lifestyle. Many of them have already been to a number of medical specialists and no one's been able to help them. They're desperate for some relief. These folks are truly motivated, and the potential for false positives on their all-cat test panel is the least of their concerns. So to recap, your food provides life-sustaining calories and nutrients for your cells. You need the right amounts of the right types of foods to be healthy. Too little calories and your muscles will waste away. Too many and you'll become obese. Inadequate nutrients will cause all those complex, interdependent pathways of metabolism and cell chemistry to break down and malfunction, eventually leading to chronic disease. And remember, when you eat food, you are bringing huge amounts of foreign proteins into your body. If your digestive tract is not working well, and your immune system is not well regulated, you can develop inflammatory responses to otherwise healthy foods that, over time, can lead to serious illness. Here at Health Touch Chiropractic, we provide a wide range of functional medicine lab testing to help our patients. Food sensitivity testing is only one category of labs we utilize, but it's really important because once you know which foods you tolerate well, you can make choices that help keep you healthy. If more people took responsibility for their health in this manner, we wouldn't be in the mess we're in. We spend more money on health care than any other country, yet our health as a nation is abysmal. We are killing ourselves by overeating and eating poor quality food. Your food should be your medicine, and your medicine your food. That is the fix to our healthcare dilemma. You can't just reform the third-party payment component of the healthcare system. You need to fundamentally change the messages consumers and patients are given, and the type of care that's provided on the ground in the medical clinics. That is the reason we do what we do here at Health Touch Chiropractic. We care about people. We care about our community, and we care about our society. If you've been suffering, give us a call. We have a wonderful community of success stories right here under our roof. There are no guarantees in medicine, but I'm an optimist, and I'm willing to bet we can help you. You want to join us?